Count on Local 3 News for expert local advice to help you stay well, live better, and raise a healthy family. Watch Eye on Health with Latrice Curry, Thursdays at 5 on Local 3 News.
Presented by the YMCA.
Download the Local 3 News and weather apps now.
Whether you love classical music like I do, or you simply enjoy the benefit of being able to go to a concert and be kind of lulled into a beautiful setting. Either way, you've got two opportunities this spring to come and be wowed by local Chattanooga talent. The Chattanooga Bach Choir is putting on a Contata concert this Sunday at Christ Episcopal Church. So David Long, the conductor, is on the show with us this morning, along with board member and concert master Mark Renaud, who will be talking with us about an upcoming event later on in the spring, part of your master series.
Yes, Masterworks concert. Yeah.
Good to see you both.
Good to see you again.
So, truly, I'm not kidding. I have this clock radio in my house that I have set to what's the one at Southern Adventist? 90.5.
SMC,
yeah,
WSMC. 90.5.
Brandenburg Concerto came on last night. And I thought, oh, I love Bach.
Yeah.
So, talk about this Contata.
Yes,
series.
it's one of the things that we love to do in the Contata series is actually perform a cantata on the day in the Christian calendar, on the liturgical year, that Bach would have done it. So this cantata is actually for the third Sunday after Epiphany. Most people know Epiphany, January 6th. This is the third Sunday, January 22nd after January 6th. And so this is the cantata he would have written for that day.
Okay, so I'm nerdy enough that I love the intertwining of history and music and English and literature, all of it. So that is true. That's how these musicians were employed in this time, was either through the royal court or through churches, right?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. In fact, we talk about the separation of church and state in our modern society, United States. Bach was actually hired by the city council, what we call the city council today, by the town council, and he's responsible for 4 churches. And so he would have to have the music ready for 4 churches.
So a cantata, by definition, you said this event on Sunday is a bit more casual, so you'll be talking with the audience and giving them a bit, I guess, of this history lesson. A cantata is defined as what?
A cantata it's a sacred work, multi-movements, so it's not just one 3-minute or 4-minute anthem that we might think of today in church music. It's multiple movements. It includes soloists for some of the movements. It includes the choir for some of the movements. It has an orchestra. Bach called his cantatas sacred cantata. He called them sacred concertos. So when you listen, in fact, one of the movements that Mark will be playing, it's literally a violin concerto with a soloist at the same time. Now, we don't call it a violin concerto, but the way Bach wrote it, that's exactly pretty much what it is.
I call it a violin concerto.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to me then as the instrumentalist here, Mark. When you're playing the violin, then it's Baroque music, right?
Yes.
Bach. So it doesn't have necessarily that fluidity to it, does it? In the same way that a Romantic period will. The Baroque is kind of a different style.
It is a very different style. And what we try to do in the Bach choir is as much as possible with modern instruments. We try to play in a style that Bach might have recognized, as opposed to playing the music very romantically, which was the tradition in which most of us were trained. So the whole emphasis on doing the music in a more authentic kind of way is a development of the last 50, 60 years. And so we try to do that even though we're playing on modern instruments.
So this is why you're doing these 2 performances at churches, the one this weekend at Christ Episcopal, and then the Masterworks series that you're the concert master for will be at Grace Episcopal. It's fitting to do them there. Now the one, because I want to make sure I fit all this in, the one that's coming up, the Masterworks series, that's mid-February. That's a special one to your heart though, right? Because you're honoring someone very dear to the Bach choir.
Yes.
Who is that, Mark?
We're honoring Tom Wolfe. Tom was a school principal and for many years, and he was also a great lover of music. I first met Tom in 1971 when I was singing in the opera chorus. And the friendship that we had for years was wonderful, and he was a great supporter of music, the arts in town, just an irreplaceable person.
So the music that we'll hear this Sunday, David, versus the February Masterwork series, is it different?
Yes, this Sunday, a Bach cantata plus the choir will sing a motet. There again, it's a motet at least the text of it and the composer is something that Bach would have known, and he might have used that in his Sunday service. So it kind of feels like what Bach would have done. Also, Carla Fowkes, our organist, will play an organ prelude that is by Bach and that very possibly would have gone with this cantata or about that same time of the seasons. But then the February concert for Tom Wolfe, we're organizing that so that it's almost like a relationship. This is what I had with Tom. This is the type of music that we used to talk about. So, for instance, in my case, Tom came up to me when I first became the conductor of the Bach choir, and he said, "David, now I'm not going to be one of those people that tell you what you're supposed to do, but," you know, it's always trouble when someone says but I would love for you to do the Handel coronation anthems. So we're doing Zadok the Priest, one of the Handel coronation anthems that we did do while he was alive, but we're going to do it again. And so that's how we'll progress. In fact, Mark also will be, there's a piece that Mark has a relationship with Tom that we'll be performing as well.
There's so much that we could talk about, and there's just not enough time to get into it. And we want to hear from the choir as we go to commercial. So here are the times: this Sunday at 5 at Christ Episcopal, and then February 18th. It's an evening concert at 7:30 at Grace Episcopal. And just remember real fast, when they are doing these pieces this Sunday, he was cranking these things out. These amazing pieces that you'll hear performed was like us doing an interview today. He had no choice but to meet his deadline.
Yes, every week.
Thank you so much, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Say hello to a smarter cat litter. Pretty Litter's silica crystals absorb odor to eliminate it. Color-changing technology lets you know when your cat might be having health issues, and it's 99% dust-free. Go to prettylitter.com to try the world's smartest cat litter today.
WRCB conducts various contests throughout the year. A complete set of contest rules may be found anytime at local3news.com or in our app.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck,
watch out.
Watch out. The insurance company's job is to do what's best for them, not you.
Watch out. If you wait too long to hire a lawyer, it may hurt your case.
Don't trust the insurance company after your wreck. You could miss out on a lot of money.
Call us and we'll watch out for you.
The Insiders watched out for me and got me $230,000.
I'm Brent.
And I'm Jay. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call us.
It's just that easy.
Call 265-1100. That's 265-1100.
More epic than standing at the throat of a volcano.